Previously.
We parked up in Broome for a good few days, doing some car maintenance, socialising, and enjoying some sunset beers, all before packing up and starting the journey south.
Hitched up and fully restocked, we hit the tar and headed towards Barn Hill Station.
You come to the station's front gate where you drive in and start the short dirt track out to the camping area.
We visited the on-site caretakers before finding a spot to park up. We found this nice spot with oceanfront views.
We strolled down to the beach for an afternoon walk. Rusty loved the freedom of running along the beach while we spotted some nice shells laying about.
We walked quite far and ended up finding this cool rock formation with a hole in it.
Heading back, we had to make a dash around the rock so that the waves didn't get Rusty. She's not really a fan of crushing waves.
Go, 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 go.
The following day, we decided to keep tracking south, back on the highway and making our way down to our next spot.
We had heard so much about 80 Mile Beach, we decided to pop in for a little look. The van park is not dog friendly, hence why we couldn't stay the night.
We unhitched the van in the day use area and hit the tracks.
After driving a couple of kilometres, we parked up and put our feet in the sand.
There's a crazy amount of shells scattered along the beach here. While Ames checked out the shells, I wet a line and landed some salmon.
Happy with our short visit, we headed back up the beach to hitch up the van and continue on.
That night, we camped at a roadside rest area. Nothing fancy. The following day, we continued the drive south to our next spot, Port Hedland.
Port Hedland offers a free 72-hour rest stop area in the heart of the town for caravans and motorhomes. It was right next to a large grassy field, so Rusty loved it.
We stayed for 2 nights, cycling around the town and simply having some downtime.
On our last morning in town, we drove down to the port and watched this large ship get guided out by the tugs.
We then hit the road en route to Marble Bar. The outside temperature was pretty hot, so I used our thermal gun to do some testing on our struggling aircon.
Along our journey out, we saw multiple dustnadoes. We've never seen so many in one spot.
It felt nice taking a break from the coast and heading inland. You could see the scenery changing the further inland we drove.
As you drive into Marble Bar, you are greeted by 6 sculptured signs, which all relate to the area.
We drove through the small town and down the main street, out towards the Marble Bar pool. Be sure to grab a bucket to take down, we'll show you why next.
What are you doing, Amy?
Lighting up the Jasper rock. Pretty cool. Back in the car and driving towards town, Kurt noticed some shimmering glass bottles. He ripped the nav into park and raced over to see if there were any treasures.
Nope, nothing worth keeping. Just modern bottles with plenty of broken glass.
Hopped back in the nav and continued driving to our next campsite, which was 36 kilometres south of Marble Bar.
It was a relatively flat dirt track out with little to no corrugations and just some cattle about.
Ta-da! We made it to the secret Corunna Downs airfield and base camp during the Second World War.
We had a little look around at all the rusted and disposed wartime scraps around the place before finding somewhere to camp for the night.
Not far away from the camp, we found a nice hill to perch ourselves on for the night. After a big day of driving and exploring, we both just craved a nice chilled afternoon by a campfire.
It was great relaxing the night away with not another soul in sight. It was so peaceful as well.
The next morning, feeling all refreshed, we packed up, turned the nav and van around and drove back to explore more of the airfield.
We stumbled across a lonely grave at the bottom of the hillside, with a small plaque identifying its final resting place, of RAAF Sergeant Ernest Newton Cook, who died here in a motor vehicle accident on December the 5th, 1944.
Ernest ran the outdoor cinema during his time out here at Karijini Downs before his fatal accident.
We continue driving around and exploring more at the base. Hot tip, if visiting the base, take a photo of the map at the start with your phone. Then you can use it to help navigate around the base and make out the different sections.
Before leaving, we had to have a go at driving on the old runways. There is the old windsock, and this is one of 2 runways which serviced the camp.
At any one time, roughly 300 men were based here at Karijini Downs, living around the airfields in tents and temperatures which would regularly soar above 50 degrees Celsius.
American and Australian Air Force units operated out of the base, which played a pivotal role in World War II, where they carried out numerous bombing raids on Japanese bases and shipping.
Put it on your list if you're ever around Marble Bar.
Happy with our morning history lesson, we drove back up the dirt track back into Marble Bar to make our way southwest. We pulled into the Jasper rock deposit site where you can fossick for your own small piece of Jasper.
We grabbed a few small bits and took them back to the car to brighten them up with some water. Ames eventually found this cracker of a piece, which we decided to keep.
On our way out of town, we drove past the old Comet gold mine with the highly visible 75-metre tall smokestack.
You can do tours of the mine, but we were happy just driving through and admiring it from afar.
It was then just a bit more dirt before we made it back onto the bitumen, making our way to the highly anticipated Karijini National Park area.
Well, join us next time as we explore everything Karijini has to offer, from mountain hikes, waterfalls, and unique gorges.
Love our videos? Why not help support us on Patreon?
Don't forget to leave us a like and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode. Cheers, legends.